Previously on Gadget Gal.
Suddenly, from causes still unknown, my 12-year-old Kenmore washing machine's brakes started slamming so hard it was shifting the machine. Luck would have it, when I turned the brake on and off several times while it was in the spin cycle, the brake adjusted itself. However, the machine started leaking the next day. I had a guess, so I removed the cabinet to find where the leak was. It was a crack in the outer tub. So now I'm going to take you with me while I remove the inner tub so I can patch the outer tub from the inside. Okay, this is what you're going to need. You're going to need a long um, extension. You're going to need something with a 1/2 inch connection. In that case, you're going to need a 9/16 if this is your washer style. In other styles, you're going to need a long extension and a 7/16. You're going to need this tool. It is called a spanner wrench, and I doubt you're going to be able to get to this job done without this wrench. You can try, but I tried for days. I also suggest you use some lubricant. I have some white lithium grease, and before I get started, I'm going to show you how to install this intake valve. So I'm going to put this intake valve on. It's I got it from Amazon. It cost about $10, $11, and it came with a metal flap that goes in the front. But when I took mine off, it didn't have a metal flap. This is the one that fits. So this is so easy. All you have to do is put it through these holes right here and screw it on. You're going to need a 1/4 inch drive. The screw comes with the kit. Once again, this appliance is unplugged and all the water is turned completely off. I took a picture of this before I took it off. So on my machine, the white connector goes on top. The red connector goes on the bottom. There's a hose on the bottom of the inlet valve. You can take a pair of pliers and squeeze the clamp until it fits back on there and makes a tight connection. Okay, so let's get started because I need me some clean clothes. On some of these models, there'll be a ring down here. You just push on the ring like this and let it go. On this model, you just take the thing out. Let me get a box. Some place to set my parts. Then the next thing you have to do is there's a little, I don't even know the name of this part, a dust cover. Um, you take that out by hand, real easy. Okay, I'm going to try to show you what it looks like down in there. Try to put some light on it. Well, that's not helping. There is a 1/2 inch square hole down there that you need to use to loosen this whole part up. So you just take your whatever extension with a 1/2 inch head, and counterclockwise or lefty loosey, and unscrew that out of there. Now if you have the other model, at this point when you took that dust cover off, you would have just had to go in there with a 7/16. You wouldn't have had to do this, but with this model you have to do this, and you have to go ahead and use a 9/16 for the next step, which is you take this off, and there's a bolt down in there. So I'll grab my 9/16 and my long extension, and I'll go and see how tight that is. There it goes. Take that out of there. So now that that bolt's out, I should be able to pull this out. This is a shaft, the end of a shaft that goes the transmission. There's a shaft on the outside of that. I'll show you in a few minutes. I need to grab my pliers. I just took this little piece off. Then there's a plastic piece right here. You should be able to lift it up, and here is the bane of my existence. Everybody says this is the hardest part. This is the spanner nut. It's supposed to take me, that's why I need the special tool, and it's supposed to be pretty hard to get this thing off here. So you just take the spanner nut, this side, match it up with the holes, and let me find my hammer. I found my hammer, and so then you go ahead and you use this spanner wrench to get that nut off. And it looks like I'm going to be banging for a minute, so let me go ahead and loosen this up, and I'll be right back with you. Well, it didn't take me too long to get this loosened up. So once you get the spanner nut off, you can see where I've been trying to bang on it to get it to open up without the spanner wrench, and it wasn't working. It wasn't working at all. There's 8 tabs that go all the way around. When you loosen these tabs, you need to press down on it. You need to move the tabs with your fingers. Don't go after these tabs with a screwdriver or try to pry them off. You'll break the tabs. You want to turn it over, and there's a gasket right here. You want to check. This, I guess when the water is spinning, you see how it left so much gunk under here? It keeps the water from going through those 2 connections and spilling out inside the cabinet. Take that off. They're about $32 on Amazon, which really surprised me. But while you're in your washer, you might want to go ahead and check some of these parts. And if you have to replace them while you have them open now. Okay. Something went wrong when I was making the recording of me taking the inner basket out. So listen very carefully. Put your fingers on the inside of the inner tub and your thumb on the outside of the outer tub. Go around the tub and squeeze it a little bit. Then wiggle it and then lift the inner tub out. It should come right out. If not, wiggle it a little bit more. Set it on a towel or a piece of carpet so you won't crack the outside of the inner tub. So I went and cleaned the parts, and I noticed a few more things that I want to point out to you. This is where we had to put the 1/2 inch in the square to loosen it. You turn this over, and there's supposed to be these things called agitator dogs in these areas, and these are just completely missing from this one. And so I ordered them. I don't remember how much it was, so I'll put it on a link to Amazon. Then you have your drive shaft, and that's a good drive shaft, and you can tell because it still has these marks. If it was bad, it would have eaten all this away and it would just look like one round hole. Also check your transmission shaft that this came off of, and it should have 2 flanges straight and sticking up on the side. I wish I can get a shot of that for you, but I'll try. I guess I'll try later. Here is the spinner nut. This, this thing make me want to cuss. But I won't, because I'm trying to be a lady. And it looks in good shape. Make sure you keep your extra screws and the clips and everything together so you don't lose them. So let's get this patch done, this fiberglass patch. But first, I'm going to go over a few more steps with you. That's as far as I'm going to have to go to do my repair. I just needed to get to the inside of the outer tub so I can do my fiberglass patch. But if you have a repair, you need to take the outer tub completely off. I'm going to walk you through that right now. The first thing you need to do is take off the suspension springs. There's 4 springs. Here's one back right here in the back. The other one's in the back right across from it, but it's a different type of spring. It lays horizontal instead of vertical. Here's a good shot of what those vertical springs look like. You release them by grabbing them with a pair of pliers, pulling them till they release from the brackets, and then gently letting them spring back. The springs are connected to brackets, one on the front right, one on the front left, and one on the back. You're going to need a 1/4 inch drive to go ahead and take those brackets off. Back bracket, you're going to have to put an extension on your 1/4 inch drive. You're going to have to stick it through the back panel where the special hole is cut. Then you're going to have to line it up with the nut on the back bracket and by pushing down on the tub. Next, find the water pump located at the front of the machine. Follow the top hose to the bottom of the outer tub. Lay down a towel because it's going to release some water. Then go ahead and take a pair of pliers, open it up and release it from the bottom tub. Finally, just remove the pressure hose by hand from the outer tub. Pull it all the way back through the guide ring so it can be completely free of the tub. Sheesh, finally done. That was a long video, so I'm going to get going. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can comment below if you have any questions. I'm going to put all the links to all the parts on, and you guys have a good night. Look for my video of me putting the patch on very soon.